All right. All right, I got a couple minutes here. Just want to make sure we're up and running. I got volume, I got sound. I have everything I need, I think. Here, let me take a look. I got too many mouses to deal with here. Okay, so I got the text, the chat on, Q&A should be on. Okay, get that and that. All right. Well, everybody, hey, this is Eric from TopFlight Trades. This is the Saturday weekend stock review, and pretty much what I do every weekend is I kind of look over the markets, see how we did last week, and we look ahead to next week, and then we identify quite a few stocks that we're watching and looking for opportunities in that, and see if these stocks, I have quite a few here, which I'm really happy about, that they should turn into some premium picks as long as the market cooperates and everything this coming week. So I'm pretty excited about that. Here in the last couple of months, our number of premium picks have just been downward. I mean, we haven't hardly had any. In January, we started off strong. February got a little weaker. April was horrible. I think we only had 4 or 5 premium picks. And in May, probably even less. We had some failed setups that never reached our entries. So, you know, what that was really telling me is like, what's the market doing here? I mean, things are really starting to turn over. And when you look at the premium picks, I want to pick the best stocks out there. These aren't just any penny stock. They're not stocks that are losing money. They're trading sideways that are just getting by. I want the best. So when the best stocks aren't reaching and breaking out or they're failing in their setups, that tells me a lot. In addition to that, you look at the rest of the market and it's weak. So, you know, whatever. So with the premium picks, you know, like I said before, I can't force them. I don't force them. I put a lot of value into them and effort into them. And I don't just pick premium picks for the heck of it. I really, really try hard in finding winners. And if we don't have them, we don't have them. But the good news is in reviewing the markets this week. Now we'll get in, we'll look at the charts here in a second. But I have a lot of setups right now. We're getting a lot of good companies that are getting ready to break out in a new ground. And those are the ones I love. So I have quite a few to go through today, and we'll go through them pretty quick. But I do want to, you know, kind of go over them really quick and show you what I'm looking at. And a lot of the setups are going to be kind of similar with them. I don't do a lot of bottom support plays. Sometimes I do when the markets are really strong. You know, I think it's safe to play a strong company that's pulled back a bit and is bouncing off support. Like a Fibonacci level or a 100-day moving average or 200-day moving average, certainly, and play those, and you could be pretty safe with that. But the way the market's been trading right now, I really don't have the confidence in that these companies are going to do that, and a lot of them aren't. They're pulling back and they're hitting support and they're falling through and they're going on the downside, and that's what we're seeing a lot of right now. At least I am. So, but right now we have a few stocks that are actually doing pretty well, and they are climbing and they're starting to find new ground. So these are the ones we want to see. Okay, so I'm going to jump on over. If you don't know, come on over to topflighttrades.com. That's our website. In there in the chat is a link to join this webinar here, the Hangout. And I know we have a few members that probably will today. I know we have probably at least 2 I'm really counting on. And then we have a couple other new ones that might be swinging by as well. So what I'm going to do is what I normally do every week is I'm going to start out and I'm going to go through my deal. I kind of look at the markets. I'm going to go over some charts on some stocks that I'm watching. And then I get my work done. I try to do it pretty quick. And then we open it up. And if we have some members here that want to talk about stocks, and we'll look at charts. And then it kind of turns into social time, and we have a lot of fun talking. So, all right, it is 12:02. I am going to jump right on in to the screen share. And yeah. So if you guys, one other thing here before I go over to that, you know, the site's been around for, well, TopFlight Trades has been around since 2012, but as far as the site and getting the premium picks posted up there properly on the timeline and sharing all my information, it's been hitting on, I don't know, 8 months maybe. And we've had some really good winners, especially stocks, premium picks that made the list top of the year. Well, you can even go back into last year, but pretty much just for the sake of the site and everything, I have all those 2014 premium picks posted in there. But I did start a new list, a new premium picks list starting in 2015 at the top of the year. Again, so we can kind of put a break in. You can see how we've done for the year. And right now, just looking at the numbers here, how we're doing this year overall. So all the stocks that we're currently holding and all the ones we've exited, whether we stopped out or just exited when we had a chance and met our targets, we're up at 8% right now. And I guess the S&P's at like 2.1% right now. So 8% doesn't sound like a lot. We're not dealing with options. This is just straight up long stock plays. Okay. So that does not include any compounding. I'm not saying take the profits from here and compound it in here. It's just straight up every trade. There's 120 plays this year so far, 115, 120. That is the absolute overall average of all the winners and losers. Okay. Yeah. So, and we exited out quite a few as well. So that's 8% overall. If you were to play every one of those, that's where you'd be. And I'm really proud of that. And then if you want to get into compounding, well, that'd be a different story. And I know a lot of people will provide numbers as far as their portfolios, and there's some, I won't say trickery, but there's some things you can do in there to kind of make your numbers better. But mine is straight up average, trade by trade by trade by trade average. So that's 8%, and that's almost it's doing much better than the markets overall. But I wanted to say though, if you play these premium picks that I post, and let me know how you do with them. I don't always get feedback on them. I try to put a lot of work into them in that. And some people who are regular members here at the site, and some people communicate with me. A lot of them don't play them, and some do. And every once in a while, I'll hear from somebody that said they played them, back in January and did really well. Well, that's awesome. But if you're playing the premium picks, let me know you're watching them, you're playing them, and all that, because it's really inspires me and really motivates me a lot more too, to really put an extra effort. If nobody's playing them, then if nobody likes the setups or the strategies, I don't know, just look at the bottom line on them. Like success rate is pretty darn good on them. So I'd definitely love to hear your feedback and what you think of the site and what you think of the premium picks and everything like that, because I definitely want to improve at all times. Okay, enough of that. Let's get right on over to the charts. So we're going to take a look here. All right, you should be able to see that. Okay, so this is the S&P. And, I don't have much to say, really. Here's the chart. Every week for the past few months, going back, March, it's kind of been the same. We just talked about it last week. We're coming right, where were we? We were right, let me zoom in a bit. So last Friday, weren't we here? And we were just beneath the 50-day moving average here. Which way are we going? Up, down? We'd found some support and resistance. We're kind of in the middle of the channel, and of course it being starting a new week, that following Monday, a couple days later, what direction we're going. Well, we pulled back, then we went up. Now we're pulling back a little bit again. And also I like to look at the RSI, and I kind of, if you can see down here, kind of drew the channel in here. You can see, actually, let me adjust that. Oh, it's more long-term. I drew that on the weekly. Anyways, you can kind of see here. You can see this channel that the RSI is in. Again, we're right in the middle here. We're going up, down. I mean, we'll just see. And then that's really kind of the thing that we have to consider when we're playing the markets is to each morning, if you're going to play the markets and you have a plan and you're going to enter a position, take a look at the futures. Take a look at how the pre-market's doing. Again, I think of it as if you're planning on going to the ocean for the day, you're going to look at the weather report, right? It's not going to be raining. So, take a look and see what really relevant, important market economic news is out there that really could affect your trade. I don't pay attention to the news extremely at all, but I mean, just get a flavor. If they say that, Russia just bombed Iran, well, that's probably going to affect the markets, or Iran bombing Russia. Anyways, but just check the markets, and we really got to kind of have to take it day by day, and then we also need to really trust the setups. Okay, trust the companies and the setups. If you're playing stocks, you're playing these companies that are just mediocre and they're not doing any well, you're gonna have a lot of confidence when there's a red day, Or are you going to want market leaders, sector leaders, industry leaders that on down, when the market's down, that they're still going to hold their weight and or climb? Those are the ones that I want. So as far as the markets, I mean, again, here we are. We got the linear regression channel here drawn. We're just below the mean there, and kind of the same with the RSI. We're kind of pointing down. We're in the middle there. We're just beneath the 50 on the RSI. Monday morning, we can start off strong and this thing can go, and all this is out the window. So what I see here, last week, we talked about this possibly coming down to the 100-day moving average right here, which is the blue, and it did, and it bounced off it. It's just pretty much what we guessed. Well, now what? If you want to look at this, we're heading up. Okay, so I would say if next week's green, certainly we're coming up to this area up here. Or if Monday starts off in the red, well, then we're going to come down and test the 100-day again and possibly fail it. So just be cautious with your plays. And yeah, here's the NASDAQ. Same kind of thing. Like I said last week in the video too, if the markets were strongly bullish, and we still are in an uptrend, by the way, and the stocks chart look like this, I'd be excited about it. Especially right here, looking at the NASDAQ. It's come up here to this 5120 area, come up, hit it a few times, bounced off it. And it's going to pop through it, hopefully, as long as the markets participate. Again, I got my RSI down here, kind of got this channel I've drawn in here. I'm watching that. I want to see it. If this RSI breaks beneath it, well, that's going to give me a little hint there that, we got some real weakness here and possibly a problem. Or if we pop through it, we're going to find new ground. So again, keep an eye on things. And then we have the Dow is the weakest. The Dow, we kind of found this resistance area up here at 18,300 or so. And sorry, we got wildfires in Washington State right now. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, so, here's the Dow. Again, it's a little weaker here. You can see the linear regression channel we have drawn in here. We have the support just beneath us down here. And of course, we have the resistance up here, again, at 18,300 or so. I'd love to see it pop above that. And then here's our RSI down here. It looks a little weak. So you could even probably argue that this has definitely been pulling back a bit. But that's the Dow. So that is the markets. So again, just Monday morning, if you're going to play something, just make sure you take a look at the markets and see what the pre-market's looking like. If you think we're going to open up. Another thing, when the markets, what I usually like to do, and I always repeat this, and it's just the way I play it. What I usually like to do is I'll wait 15 or 20 minutes for the markets to figure out what they're going to do, because the markets could start off red, okay? And right out of the gate, the thing just starts falling. Well, people respond to that immediately, right out of the gate, okay? But if you wait, I don't know how I discovered this. Somebody told me, I don't remember what it was. It was years ago, but it's kind of a rule I follow. You wait 15, 20 minutes, and then usually the market shifts, corrects, changes direction. Okay, so we could start off red and it just falls, and everybody starts dumping. And then all of a sudden it turns green on them and it goes. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be green the rest of the day, but sometimes it's good to wait. Now, especially if you have a stock, you got your eye on, you're ready to buy it. Okay, and it's green out of the gate. Or even if it's just green out of the gate and it's moving on you and unexpectedly, and you want to just jump in and chase it, that's where I say wait 15 minutes. Even 10, 5, 20 minutes, it's going to go up and then it's going to pull back. And what happens whenever I used to chase, I would be that last guy at the very top in the morning, it would buy right up here and then it would pull back and that'd be the end of it. So it's always good to wait. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shoot through a whole bunch of stocks here that I'm watching. Okay. Apologize that this is, it won't take too long. I'm not going to sit there and analyze every single one, but I'm going to kind of shoot through them pretty quickly. Now, the good news is that the market is now providing some good opportunities. I mean, I have a whole big handful here of ones that I'm watching, and these are ones that are going to probably make the premium picks list. Not all of them. Some of them are very, very close. Some of them might make a premium picks list by the end of the weekend, be ready for Monday, as long as the markets are green. And if we do have any premium picks, if you go to the website, you'll see the table in there. When you go to premium picks, it's the table of all the stocks. And when I enter, and pretty much what my trading plan will be, when my entry will be, what my stop will be, and a couple of targets. And whether you play those targets or not is up to you. I don't always play targets, profit targets. Sometimes I do, depends on the market. But I essentially like to have a profit target, just kind of just as a goal, but doesn't mean I necessarily always sell. If the markets are really kind of tricky and I hit 20%, I might just call it good. I'll take 20% any day, every day. Okay. Other times I might go for 30. If we're in a really strong bullish market, I might want 30%. Okay. But it's really important to have a plan. But you'll see there, I post all those trades, and then I'll post the chart on there with the trading plan on there. So check those out. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at here is not EBY, eBay. Okay, so let me take a look here. Now this is the very first one, because I'm trying to remember what I was looking at here. Okay, so I know what I see. So here's the pattern I see here. This is one reason I'm watching this. I want to see this take off and start heading up again. Basically, when we come up here to resistance, we pull back. This is pretty much a breakout play. And again, when you get these stocks a break above resistance, they'll often go up and they'll pull back and touch. The resistance is now support, and then they bounce and go. So this kind of broke through this area. It's not really, really strong, but it's just one I've been watching. It finally knocked through, went up here to the top of the channel, pulled back, and now I'm expecting it to bounce. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Definitely not the best setup, but it's there. HBI. What am I looking at? What am I looking at here? Pretty much just looking for new highs. This thing had pulled back off earnings, came down to the 100-day. It's been creeping up. The stock's rated really well. So basically what I want to see is, I don't always play a lot of trades like this. But right now, what the market's given us, you kind of have to take a look at some of them, or I'd be waiting 3 more months for this thing to, well, not that long, but waiting for it to find new highs. So you can provide a good, it can provide a good opportunity if you, set your risk parameters right and your position. You can play these, at least I do, sometimes a little bit. I don't throw everything at them, of course. But what I'm looking for here is new highs. So we came back here to the 100-day, dipped beneath it, kind of pulled up, pulled back, and now we're here. So now we're now above the 50-day. The 50-day is the gold line here. This light green line is my 13-day EMA. I just like to keep an eye on that. And I got the 100-day underneath it. So where are we going? Well, I'd love to see it get back up here into the 34s. We're currently at 32s. So I'll see if we can squeeze a couple bucks out of it. And if this thing's strong and the market's strong, well, then we continue higher. And we'll have a new setup when we get up here to 34.50. And we'll want to see it punch through that. So we're keeping an eye on HBI. I always say QY. It's QLYS. Same kind of play here. You had earnings. This thing pulled back. Beat earnings, by the way. But, something about the market outlook for the year it didn't like. This thing went from 55 down to 36. And it's just starting to recover. Down here in the purple, we got the 200-day moving average. We're starting to climb above it. And I kind of recognize some resistance in this area. You can see the blue line, the top of this candle. We finally popped through it. I think we're going to pull back to it. And, again, we popped above it, pull back, and I think we'll go from there. What do we have above us? Well, it looks like we're going to have the 100-day and the 50-day kind of coming together. That can provide some strong resistance for us. But, this company is rated pretty well as well. And I'm thinking this could pop right on through. And if so, let's get back up into this area. Let's get back up in the 50s. Definitely a longer play. And then, of course, you see down here, I drawn on the RSI. And again, I like to play with the RSI a little bit. But you can see we kind of have this trend here, this resistance, and we finally popped through it. So, looking at the price action here, you can say, yeah, definitely. That's pretty clear. But again, it's just another confirmation for me. And right now, it's also at the 50. I have my green line here at the 50. For me, at the RSI, it's an important one. I'd love to see it clear the 50. And again, like the stock, I'd like to see the RSI turn and find new highs above these guys. Okay, and then start heading up. That would be really good. Okay, next we have XON. Excuse me. I do not know much about this company. I've been watching it. Again, you can kind of see this flag here finally popped out of it. Popped above the 50-day. Get the gold line here. The 50-day popped above that. Same with the RSI down here. You can see we've kind of hit this point here, hit it, it's failed all of it, and now we finally popped through. So, excuse me. Like a bat just flew in my throat. Okay, so I think we're going to get a pullback, and I think we'll continue higher. So keeping an eye on that one as well. Then we have YY. Yeah, boy, YY. I played this one a couple years ago, I think. Pretty impressive move here recently. You could say we've been watching it. It just took off. I just kind of got away from me. I didn't even notice this week. But you can see we're watching kind of the support, his channel along here. And then looking at the RSI. Oh, I know. Let me jump to the weekly. That explains it. Here's what I was looking at in the weekly. Again, you get the RSI, and we had come up to this area here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Come up to this area here, and then it pulled back, and that's why I think I took my eyes off it. And again, here's the weekly. It looks really nice now. So, where are we going with this? It's currently at 80, 81. I'm thinking 90, 95 would be definitely an easy target. And then, of course, looking at the weekly here, the linear regression, according to this, we still got some room as well on this channel. So you can say probably be easy to hit $100 target on it. And if I play this, it'll be a long, excuse me, a long hold. But on the weekly, I really like to set up. Is it too late to get in? Not looking at the weekly. Then, of course, jumping back to the daily on it right now, the other thing here is now we're finding new ground on the RSI. Not completely new ground, obviously, but recent ground here above 70. You got these points here prior. We're finally popping above that. We can definitely see it in the price action. And, yeah, watching that one. We have Cheetah Mobile, CMCM. Okay, we're back on the daily here. What I'm looking for is new highs. We're kind of keep an eye on this thing, see if we can clear 35. 35 isn't necessarily my entry target. I'd set it probably a little bit higher, but I'm watching this. This actually did make my short list, which is strictly a technical setup, a technical play for the rapid rise here. I was expecting a pullback, except Cheetah Mobile is a pretty good company, and so if this company just totally sucked and this was a real false move and a real pump, then I'd expect this thing to come way down. It didn't. It held the 13-day EMA that I have drawn in there, and it held it, kind of pulled off it a bit, but now we're shooting strong. So that's great. So let's keep an eye on this thing. Let's see if we can find new highs, and if this thing hits 35, that would be a great play. CYH. Okay. What do you say here? Oh, you're looking at this going, what a mess this is. What a mess. Okay, well, what I saw was the weekly. And yes, you can probably still say it's a little bit of a mess. But what I see, just watching this, just go. All right. All right, I'm not going to waste all of our time drawing on everything, but that's pretty much what I'm looking at. And do we have something similar down here? Yeah, probably. Okay, so do something like that. So this is just one I'm watching again as well. Boy, I'd love to see a move like YY out of this thing, huh? Let's look at YY again. Okay. A little bit different setup, but anyways, this is the weekly, and I love weekly setups because they're usually very strong. So again, watching this one, love to see find new ground. Love to see it pop up above 56, into 56. Yeah, above 56. Love to see it clear 57, 58, and then where are we going? We could see 65, if not even much more. So that is CYH, Community Health Systems. TBM, that's the weekly. Find a new ground. Here's the daily. This is what I'm watching. Again, I want to find new ground. And we're very close here, as you can see. This isn't enough for me to call it a premium pick. I need another day, another green candle. Get me up to here, probably. Give me up to 44s before I make it an entry on it. Look at the RSI, Same kind of thing. You see, we finally popped out of it. That's a good sign. Let's see if this RSI line can give us a green day Monday and find new highs here. That would be great. If so, that'll probably be a premium pick. Then we have Tile. Another setup here. You could see this. You could probably argue that this could be a good premium pick right now. I need to look at the company a little bit closer. Take a look and make sure that their fundamentals are there. Looks like they beat earnings consistently, at least the last 2 quarters. Nope. Last 2 quarters they had. But you can see the price action we got out of it when they're beating earnings. So we'll keep an eye on that one. That could make a premium pick. And again, let me look here really quickly at the weekly. Here's the weekly. This is important to see because previous resistance we had on the weekly chart was, you say, 21, 22 range. We've cleared that, okay? And what I always like to see, I don't always like to see, but where do you want to draw this? I mean, this thing cleared it, pulled back, and now we go. Now, I didn't really pull back to where I drew the line, but it's a little more difficult on a weekly, but you get the idea. Okay, you could say right there, okay? We popped through it, pulled back, and now we go. So, and that's on the weekly. Where does that give us? Okay, you can see where that line I just drew comes in right here. Perfect. We pop through that area, hit it, boom, and we're gone. Let's do it. So, STZ, Constellation Brands. Again, similar setup. We're looking to see it cross, see it close above 122. Let's look at the weekly. There you go. I like that. Good looking chart. It's STZ. We have RH. I don't know about this one. This one looks a little weak to me. I don't know. I guess we're coming up to this areas here and we get some big red pullbacks. I mean, just candle colors, I guess. Those are on the earnings. This just beat earnings by 15%, 23 cents versus 20 the other day. So we'll see how the market responds to that. You can see this last week, though. You look here. Yeah, Friday, markets were red. This tried, and this just the markets held this thing back. So if the markets are green Monday, this thing could really probably take off. Love to see it clear 100. Okay. Hey, this is one here that I really like, PBH. Okay. It's not there yet. Again, if you know me, you know my setups. Okay. Really simple. I like to keep it simple and consistent and profitable. Okay. So I know you're probably bored to death with these breakout plays, but whatever. If it pays the bills, it pays the bills, right? Okay. And be good at what you know, right? So I'm not saying I'm good, by the way. That was just a comment. So anyways, love to see this here. Love to see this. 45 is our resistance here. We did close above it. I'd like to see a little bit stronger than that, but definitely watch this. This has room to grow. So we'll see how we do on Monday. If Monday the market's green, this thing could really move up a buck or two on us. And I am looking down here again at the RSI. You kind of see it here. We kind of pull back a bit. I would love to see a confirmation of that popping through. That would be great. So that's one I'm watching closely. MTG. Now this one, how I see it, is already popped through. Not really strongly though. I mean, it's, you could probably do something like that. What was I looking at? Let me go to the weekly. It's popping through the channel there on the weekly. Yeah. Pretty much I just noted it traded sideways here for a bit. Finally popped through it. We got some room in the channel here. So we can hit 11.5. It's at 11.25. Yeah. And I don't know how well this company scores fundamentally right now anyways. But it's probably not a very good one. Okay. Manhattan. Well, look at that volume here. What happened here? What the heck happened on that day? Look at the volume was 10 million. Average is barely under 1 million. Holy smokes. Well, I'm not going to look into it here. But look at the candle. Really not much of a candle that day for all that volume. Wow. Okay. Anyways, what I'm watching here, again, I had identified. I don't like that line. What are we doing here? Oh, there it is. Okay. This area as resistance. We finally pop through it. Could get a pullback to it and go, or we could just go. So I'm watching that one. And we have Hawk. Okay. Excuse me. I think you see the setup here. Kind of looking at this line here. We're finally popping through it. Had a really good day on Friday, up 2%. Looks good. Closing just under 38. Is it real? I don't know. Looking at my RSI down here. We're right at the line. So some people might see this as a real buy. I'm sure I've been tricked into that. Maybe it is, but the RSI has not popped through yet. I definitely would love to see that. So I'm going to wait on that one. But I really like this one here. Let me shoot over real quick and see what's going on. All right. Let me do this here really quick. Stop the screen share. All right. I want to see if I know Naor is going to be by. He might be watching right now, and he's just waiting for me to wrap things up. Naor, if you're watching, I sent the link. It's here in the chat, and it's also at the TopFlight Trades in chat. If you click on it, you should be able to join. Okay, I'll go back to screen share. We'll get this wrapped up. Okay, so that's Hawk. ESNT. Okay, this one's finally found some new ground here, and I think what I was looking at here was probably more evident on the weekly. So what do you think of this? So here's ESNT right now on the weekly. Finding resistance here is a little sloppy. It's not real definitive here, but we definitely look at this. We went from 25, 26 down to 17, back up to 26, pull back 23. Now we're above it. Now we're 26.75. Being a young company, it's going back to 2014 on the weekly. Doesn't give us a lot of history, but it could be a good play. So I'm watching this one as well. It's trying. It's moving. Okay. Okay, GMed. Let me shoot to the weekly. That's where a lot of these are really visible on them. Okay, here's the weekly. So you can kind of pretty much see the setup we're looking at here. This thing's come up to 26. This 27.14, of course, is the top of the wick. I like to look at the bodies of the candles more than just intraday play. Opens and closes. Excuse me. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. So I'd love to see this pop through. We're in the middle of the regression channel here. We got room to go according to that. Love to see this thing finally find some new ground and run. Let's jump to the daily on it. Candles are pretty sloppy, really. It's kind of blurry. But what I had drawn was the resistance here at 26. Look in the back of this candle here. Pretty much touched it through here. Don't know how big of a pop we'll get out of here, if we do at all. RSI is not giving us much at all anyways. So, but I didn't know if somebody would like that one. It's a cheaper stock. It was priced about $25. Then we have Red Hat RHT. Let me look at the weekly here. What am I looking at? Okay, there's the channel there. Wait, let me go back to that. What was I looking at here? Okay. I'll just kind of give it a quick look down here. The RSI, the 70 mark. It's pretty much hit it. We're not there yet. Although it has climbed. Look at that, So when it does clear that, it could mean something special. Okay, so here we are on the daily on the RHT. Okay, what I want to see again, new highs. Let's love to see it. Let's see. Let's have it clear that area at least. I'd probably wait for close to 80 to enter on this on a strong day. And we have earnings coming up. 27 cents. Earnings are due in 5 days. Beat earnings 30 cents to 27 last quarter. Beat earnings 30 cents to 27 cents a quarter. Before that, 29 versus 26. So I'm not one who plays earnings a lot. It's a crapshoot. I've been killed in them, and I've actually done really well with them. It's like gambling, frankly, because a lot of these stocks, these companies, again, I want the best, and a lot of them will beat earnings, but the stock will still tank. I mean, there's just one factor in the earnings report, whether it's everybody's expecting 40% growth and they're only going to deliver 39% growth. I don't know what it is, but sometimes these things just tank after they beat earnings and everything's positive for the year and the outlook. That's why it's a crapshoot. But we have red hat right here, RHT. So I'm looking for new highs. We're still in this. If you look in and respect the channel here, we're still in it. We still have some room to go. What does that give us? Well, let me see here. You give us some time. So you could say we could come up to the 87 range, possibly squeeze $6 to $10 out of it. I mean, I think this will continue going on to 100, but we're not there yet. And that's kind of a bold claim. I'm not going to say that, but RHT. And again, the other thing I'm watching here is, again, the RSI. This is the 50 line I got in green, and I do not want to see it fail that. So let's hold above that and start climbing again, and it'll be positive for RHT. Okay, NHTC. Okay, look at that movement there here since February. What do you think of that? From where you got $10, now we're at 35. Are you kidding me? What? Are you serious? Okay, pulling a Paul Begley on you. Okay. Anyways, here we're looking at, we're finally peeking through it here. And if Monday's green, this thing's going, this could be a good entry. I definitely like NHTC. I am watching it. And again, if you play with the RSI, look at a couple of things here. Let me see what I can pull off here. I mean, look at that. It's just amazing how the RSI works. It gives us better support and resistance than price action does sometimes. Anyways, I want to definitely ensure it maintains that. If it fails this, that could be my sign to exit. Really kind of depends. Love to see this thing climb and find new ground over here. If it does that, we could be up here in almost 37 range. Okay, next we have SC. Oh, I played this thing back in here. Did pretty well on it. Well, here we are again looking for new highs. So you can see 25.50 is where I have essentially the resistance identified. I'd love to see it pop above that. Take a look at the weekly. Oh, what does this show us? Wow. Okay. So what does this mean? Well, back into this area of 25s again. This is where it IPO'd. Came all the way down to 17s. Now we're back. So this resistance area in here could be quite significant. Okay. So this thing could be a good short play back down to 17 or even 20. But if we pop above it, that gives us, when we clear these candles on the weekly, that gives us higher highs. That's very positive. I'm all over that. So the weekly chart lines up. So let me go back here again. What do we got for weekly? So all-time high, you're looking at 26.5. Yeah. If you want to ultimately find higher highs, then we got to clear 26.50 at least. That's not far. That's right here. So let's just let this thing pop through. Could play pretty much a starter setup on it, starter entry, smaller percentage. Let the thing kind of prove itself, get some gains, and just keep adding more as you climb. Don't average down, but just keep adding as if it's performing well for you. Add more, add more, add more. Control your stops. Keep an eye on it, and let the thing run. So that's SC. Then we have Cyber. Okay, this has got a lot of people's attention right now. This gold line here is the 100-day. No, I'm sorry, that's the 50-day, excuse me. 100-day is the blue line right back here. Okay, gold is the 50-day. Green is my 13-day exponential. Anyways, we're holding this pretty well here. So what do we see with Cyber? Well, I want to see it find new ground. I wouldn't enter right here yet myself. A lot of you probably would. But what I see is 69 is a good area of resistance. Let me find my line. I mean, that's what I'm going to call it right there. I prefer the bodies of the candles, not the wicks, but I do consider them, of course, because that means more than likely there's orders in there. There's orders everywhere. I would love to see it cross 69 or 68.50. And once we clear above 70.50, well, then we're really going to be doing well. Got some room in the channel here, so I'm keeping an eye on that one as well. And when that reaches that, I intend that to include that in the premium picks. And it has been a premium picks in the past. NTES, same thing right there. Let's pop through it. It's at 150. Could find some strong resistance there. Hit it once, hitting it again. If Monday's strong and the markets are green, well, then we're going to probably pop on through. Again, this is a really strong company, and markets could be flat, even down, and this thing can still go strong. I mean, look at AMBA. You know, I'm not comparing this to AMBA. SKS, Skechers. This thing's just chugging along here. This looks really good here in the last month or two. Look at that. Since earnings, beat earnings by 9 cents and just took off. It's holding the 13-day EMA right there. Wow, awesome. Let's take a look at the weekly. There's the weekly. Holy smokes. So you want to call that right there. There's your breakout there on the weekly from 65. Just boom. Then 75. Holy smokes. All right. How far can it go? CNC. All right. This one's, I played this one. I played this one back in here, did really well, and I got caught in this and stopped out. So I think I'm pretty much probably about even on CNC overall this year. Anyways, looking for see what we can do here. See if we can clear 75.50. Nothing real super impressive there, but yeah, I'll move on. VDSI. Okay. I'll stand by here. All right, here's VDSI. Hold on a second here really quick. Okay, VDSI. Let me look at the weekly here. Oh, you stupid thing. Okay. Here's a weekly. Okay, so this looks good on the weekly. What I want to see is this continue to climb. Weekly really puts it in better perspective for me because the daily looks pretty darn sloppy. Call it that. So my line there is call it at 30, essentially. We're finally popping through. So I really like this on the weekly setup. Again, looking at the daily, it's all over the place, you know. But let's keep an eye on this thing and watch it go. Got earnings coming up in 40 days, looking for, what did that say, 26 cents? Yeah, that's a little bit less than we had previously. What do we got going here? RSI, we got our bottom support area there. Let's watch this thing continue to climb. Let's get over 70 at least, and it'll probably give us what we need to pop out of there. Avgo. Okay, same kind of thing here. Again, we've come up to resistance, pop through it again, pull back. Now do we climb? I think so. So we'll keep an eye on it. As for, here's my RSI. We are not there yet. You can see we come to RSI, you know, going all the way back here in September. Came up to the RSI to this line here. Hit it again, that formula line, pull back, hit it again. We're falling off it right now. How far are we going to go? I don't know, but this isn't ready for entry yet. Let me find my line here. Let me just do something here. We'll connect that with that and see where we come up with. Will it come all the way back down to here? I don't know. If it does, it's going to come to the bottom of the channel here and then continue. So we'll keep an eye on AFGO. This one here, INUV. This one, I saw the chart. I really liked it. And then I saw the price. And I was like, what the heck? I normally don't play stocks long that are this cheap. But I pulled it up on MarketSmith, and it's rated an A. it's so it's the fundamentally is it's strong. I'm really surprised that Market Smith even rated it at this price, but I don't really know much more about the company. I just saw it before this video, but looking at the technicals, I mean, regardless of price, I mean, it's priced for a reason the way it is. Don't get me wrong there. Let's take a look here. I'm on the weekly, scanning back here. So IPO'd 250 or so, pulled back. Okay, hit an all-time high at 682. Since it's pulled back down here again to 39 cents. Now we're back at recent. So our line, we have drawn about 3. Let me jump back to the daily again. So here we are. Okay, so this is great. Let's have it find some new highs. And boy, this thing could quickly gain some quick percentages. And if you're really long on it, you zoom out again, you're really long on it, and this thing's starting to curl up. We could see some real gains. Here's the monthly on it. This might look a little bit better for you. Look at the bottom of this wick way back here in month 3. I suppose I could draw it in for you. Okay, so here. There's our support. And this came all the way up, all the way back down. For 2 months, it held that on the monthly chart. And then now we're starting to climb out. So looking good. Look on the monthly, we've cleared 70 on the RSI. That's good. Found some new highs. So that's INUV, a cheap stock. So if you want to play, you like $3 stocks, and that might be yours to play with. Tractor Supply. Okay, so this one's just kind of been doing nothing like the markets have. So here's the weekly on it. Looking for new highs. Love to see it clear 92. It does look a lot like the S&P, doesn't it? Let me take a look here. Okay. Well, same pretty much action. So this thing does follow the market activity, market action. So if the markets are down, I would not expect this to be green. But you never know. Let's find some new grounds and see if we can get some momentum in some new plays in here. While I'm here, let me draw this out. All right, I see this. All right. Got a little ways to go there. Tractor Supply. I am almost done. I have just a small handful left here. Next, we have HW Headwaters. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is pretty much just a support play. I just kind of wanted to point this out. This company is rated pretty strong. Excuse me. Let me look at the weekly. Here's the weekly. Okay, so we traded in this range, and 13s popped out of it, got us up here to the 18s. On the weekly, you can see we have our 13-week EMA right here. We're holding it. So if you ask me, as long as we continue to hold that, we'll be in good shape. We've held it pretty well here, even on the weekly. Back to the daily. Let's take a look here. Now we got the 50-day underneath here. You see, we were testing that 50-day. So where we're at in this channel and where we're at with the 50-day is pretty much the pivotal point. This could absolutely fail right now. Or this could be just the bottom play. This is when people do not want to buy, or some people buy at they try to identify bottoms, and half the time they're more than often wrong. But again, HW, we'll see what we can do here. We'll have to watch it this next week. Love to see this thing start to climb. It could be a good opportunity, but I would wait for confirmation before entering. I really would. Again, you guys are getting tired of me, but even just whatever, find some new highs, watch the RSI. And I'd probably want it to even clear above 19. I'd probably even want to reach this candle here. Wait till 1970 or 1920. I'm sorry, 1980. Again, I'm willing to give up that little bit for this thing to prove itself to me and show me that it's moving. There's still plenty of room to run. So even if you wait till 20 and you purchase it, let it run at 22, there's a good percentage there. So HZNP. HZMP. Okay, this is a premium pick already. We have not stopped out of it. Looks like we came close. Let that adjust here. There we go. What the heck? Yeah. If this would have crossed beneath that line, it would have canceled out the setup. So you could see we came awfully close. The low of that day was 30.81, and our stop is at 30.76. Well, that's by the skin of our teeth. So anyways, this was a premium pick here coming back. Pretty weak right now, but we're still in play here. Want to see it get into 33s here. So still watching that. Again, look at the RSI down here. You can see I thought we had it. Drawing the line from there down to this little ridge here. I thought we popped through it. We're finding new highs. Everything looked good. It would just kind of fake me out. So it's still in play right now. So if you didn't play it, you still can. PBH, I think I already hit this one. Yes, I did. Cavum. Watching Cavum. Zoom out and you can kind of see how good this looks. All right. Looking good. Looking for some new highs. Let's do it. Take a look at it at the weekly. Okay, here's the weekly. Even though we're in the upper part of the channel, you can probably still hit 80. And of course, we can always pop through the channel. No telling what we got. Well, here's 80. No problem. So we find some new highs and start running. Yeah, I like it. Oh, Molina Healthcare. Very, very strong company. I don't know what happened here on this day. I won't even go back and try to find it. Pricing of common stock. So yeah, doing some dilution. Okay, that's 10 days ago. So, okay. Common stock offering. People don't like that. Okay. Well, anyways, it's just pretty much a pullback here. Let's see if we can start finding new ground again. Let's take a look at the weekly. Here's the weekly. So, very strong company. Aaron's AAN. I'm watching this one. What caught my attention here? I don't know. Okay. Here we go. Here's the weekly. I mean, look at this range. It's pretty sweet. 23 up to 36. Anyways, is this thing going to continue to drop? I don't know. Okay, sorry, we got fires going everywhere right now. Okay, so anyways, I'm watching this thing. Looks like we've held some support here. I don't know what we pretty much have just the middle of the channel here, and it seems to like that area. Let me draw a line. I'm going to put it right there because it just likes it right there. So good, let it hold there. So let's see if we can this thing can start peeling up, finding new highs. Again, watching the RSI, let's see it find a break out of its area. Let's get above the 13-day EMA. Let's find some new highs. Let's get above 35. And once we start to see this, it might be a good play, and you can kind of scale your way on in. AFSI. All right, zooming out. Okay. Here's the weekly. All right, well, we're wants to find some new ground. If so, we'll keep an eye on it. So that's AFSI. Geez, a couple more left. VIPs. Who likes VIPs? I know a lot of people like VIPs, and a lot of people probably like VIPs right now. Look at this pullback here. Coming down to the 200-day. That's the purple line. 200-day bounced off it strongly. Last 3 days went from 23.50, 25.30. Looking good. Just had earnings, beat earnings. Boy, look at this candle wick here. Jeez. Came all the way down to 22.70. Somebody with fat fingers typed in the wrong order and sold too low. Anyways, okay, yeah, we're watching this, and this one is the daily. So that's some good, strong movement there. Volume. Oh, yeah, here's our RSI. Okay, so here's our RSI. Kind of fake us out back in here. Had 2 big days. And pull back underneath it again. So I'm going to do that now. What do you think of that? Look good? All right. So we just adjusted it and we've come up and finally popped through it. So right now, looking at the RSI, we're coming up to cross 50. We haven't done that in a while. That would be a good sign to cross above 50 there. We got the 100-day. Is that going to stop us? I don't think so. I think our VIPS is going to turn around and just start climbing. I think this could be a really good play here in 25s. I think we're looking back up above 30. Yeah, 25 to 30. Who wants to play it? Okay. Well, what I'm saying is not a suggestion or a recommendation to buy or sell any security, but could be a good play for you. So keep an eye on it and get confirmation. Keep an eye on the markets. I might play this one. And the last one I have here is Waters. Just one that's pretty much been kind of flagging here, kind of going sideways. Oops. I want to see it find some new highs. So it's currently at 133.94. I want to see it at least get above 134. Doesn't have a lot of more room to go. Don't know much about this company. But, it's a breakout. On the weekly, look at that. We're at the top of the channel on the weekly. What a run here, though. 95 up to 135. Awesome run right now. So on the weekly, we could see a pullback. Something to consider. Here we are again on the daily. Yeah. So in all those stocks, that was about 40, 45 stocks I just went through quickly. And some of them will be premium picks here very soon. As long as the market continues and hopefully continues upward. And that would definitely be a good thing. So yeah, boy, I was really rambling on there for a full hour of nonstop chatter from me. All right. So that's what I have. I do not have Naor here. I thought for sure. He said he was going to be here. So he's probably working. He is on the other side of the world. He's joined us here for several dozen weeks on the weekend stock review, as well as in chat room during the week, and he's never shown his face. He videos, we do these hangouts together, and he just won't show his face, which I feel like I know the guy pretty well, but, well, as much as you can from doing the hangouts and that and chatting online. But young kid, really cool guy, and he's not here. So if you're new here, you would have had a chance to meet him, but he's found more important things to do on a Saturday. And in fact, it's not Saturday where he is at. He is already into Sunday, and that means he's probably already sleeping. Well, the good news is, Naor and friends, is this video will be posted on the website at topflighttrades.com. It will also be on YouTube, and I'll post it to other places like InvestFeed. Hey, if you haven't come over to InvestFeed, come check it out. They're just doing still, the beta site is still up, and they're phasing in more users. And right now, pretty much what's unique about it is it's kind of like a stock twits, except you actually post your trades. They're posted in real time. You can't do anything after hours or pre-market. You can't do anything like that. You have to post your actual trades, and your whole portfolio and performance is listed there. So if you have a favorite trader there, you want to mimic and follow all their trades, come on over, check it out. And of course, again, you can look at the folks there and look at their records and see how they're doing with their plays. That's one thing that StockTwits does not provide. StockTwits has been kind of crazy lately. It's just this turning into this Facebook social media of just people just attacking each other for having differing opinions. And then, of course, some people deserve it. They come on there and then they have an opinion and they call others idiots for not being bearish, and others are bullish, and it's just silly. It's I'm really kind of starting to see where the niche that InvestFeed is filling, and they don't have that kind of social interaction like that. I mean, people post things and you can ask questions, but it's not a long discussion feed where people can bash the stocks and the people and all that. So it's a little much more sophisticated. But come check it out, investfeed.com. And so a video will be posted there, a link to the video, this video, and then, of course, StockTwits for now anyways. We'll see how long I'm there. and a Google Plus and everywhere else. So, all right. Well, I guess that wraps it up. We're hitting exactly 1 hour right now. So, good job for me for keeping it under an hour. And I will let you get back to your weekend. It's Saturday. We're here in Seattle. The weather's beautiful. I'm going to go outside right now and do some work and catch some sun and chill out. And then tomorrow I'll be at it again. Come on over to topflighttrades.com. Look for us over there, and looking forward to a good, strong week this next week. So thanks a lot for watching. Again, this is Eric, Top Flight Trades. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.